Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. So today's video we are going to be making DOLE whips. We're going to do pineapple and raspberry, or at least that's what we're going to attempt. And we are going to try it out with some different ingredients to see which ones turn out best. I did say that I was going to do Rice Krispie treats this week, but we couldn't find a mold in time. So we're going to do the DOLE whips this week, and then we're going to try our best to do the Rice Krispie Mickey head treats next week. Make sure to subscribe and click the bell so you don't miss that one if you are interested in watching it. And let's get straight into it. So the things you will need are frozen pineapple, some kind of milk. We will be using almond milk, but any kind is fine, lemon juice and sugar. And then if you want to try out some different things, you can also use raspberries or any other kind of frozen fruit that you fancy making one of that flavour. Pineapple juice or any other kind of juice, you could use lemonade, or depending on what flavour you're making, a different type of juice to make a float. We are also going to try it out with canned coconut milk because it's a little bit thicker, so we think it might turn out better. And we don't have any at the moment, but you could also try it with vanilla ice cream of any kind and see how that goes as well. The other things we have are just some plastic cups. They're obviously not necessary, we just managed to get some to make it a little bit more authentic, but obviously it is bad for the environment, so maybe reuse them or just use the ones you already have at home. And then also a blender. We have a NutriBullet, but any kind of blender would be fine. You can also do this using an ice cream machine if you have one of those. Just put the ingredients in there, make sure the compartment is frozen, and then just let it do its thing. That would also be fine, and you could do it without using frozen pineapple in that case. So let's just get straight into what we're going to be doing. So the first kind of one we're going to try is just like a plain original one, which is just going to involve frozen pineapple, regular milk, and a little bit of sugar and a little bit of lemon juice, and we're just going to see how it turns out. So I've got the blender here, and we're just going to add a few chunks of frozen pineapple, a splash of milk, a tiny bit of lemon juice. This is mostly just to flavour. I have no idea how much to use. I would say just kind of guess it, put a little bit in. Obviously you can add more in at the end because it doesn't need blending, and the same with the sugar. That is just how you would prefer it to be, whether you like it a little bit more bitter or tart, or how you prefer it. I'm just going to use like half a teaspoon of sugar to start with, maybe not even that, and just see how it goes. So then I'll pop the top on. We did actually try this last week, but we only had a hand blender, and needless to say, it didn't go very well. I'll insert a little clip of it here. So we've now bought ourselves a NutriBullet and we're trying it again. I might have to give it a little bit of a shake if the pineapple gets caught. You can obviously adjust your quantities throughout as well, so I'm just going to add a little bit more of the almond milk into this one, just so that it's not as thick. And then obviously you can keep adding different amounts of stuff just to kind of see how it turns out. And this is kind of the consistency we've got. I think it's pretty similar. I'm just going to give it one more blast, and then we'll pour it into a cup and see. This is awesome. You could also have, if you have like a piping bag or an icing bag, or even just like a Ziploc bag, you could also put it in there, cut a hole in the tip, and then squeeze it in so that it kind of creates that ice cream effect. But we're just gonna go for it like this. So this is prototype number one. Let's give it a little taste. Honestly, it tastes pretty similar. It kind of tastes bland, so I think it needs a little bit more sugar. And I also definitely think the type of milk you use can definitely change the way that it tastes. I'm not that keen on almond milk, don't ask me why I used it. I'm just gonna put 2 more pieces of pineapple in and another bit of sugar. And we'll just kind of see how that makes it taste. So here we are. There's something just not quite right about it. Let's try some lemon juice. I think it is the whole milk thing that I'm not keen on the milk. I'm gonna try it in a second with the coconut milk and see if that makes any difference. Let's see how this is. That is it. You definitely need the sugar and the lemon juice. They make all the difference. So I don't really know the quantities, but it's probably a teaspoon or 2 of sugar, about 10 chunks of pineapple, like this. Honestly, a bit of milk, I have no idea how much, and then probably a couple of tablespoons of a lemon juice, or maybe about a tablespoon of lemon juice, and that is so good. So let's pour it back into here. This one is a bit like watery rather than like ice creamy, so that's why we're gonna try it with the coconut milk next. I have just put that one I just made in the freezer to see if that kind of makes any difference. I'll grab it out in like once I've done this one and we'll see if it's any better. So moving on to the next one, we're gonna stick with pineapple for this one. I'm gonna put a few chunks in, drop one on the floor. Oops, 5-second rule. I did just clean the floor, so I should be fine. We then need to find a tin opener. Who knows where one is? We have a tin opener. Give it a bit of a shake. This is like my favourite thing because I absolutely love pina coladas. That's like my go-to cocktail. So this is like the dream making these. So here we are. It's quite a little bit thicker than the regular milk, so we'll pour some in. Oh, that looks so good. Sugar. Another big fat mess, that's just perfect. Sorry, Mom. And some lemon juice. And let's see how this goes. Give it a bit of a shake in between. Seems good, let's give it a try. Whoa, this one is a lot thicker. I don't know if you can really tell on the camera, but this one seems a lot more ice creamy. It tastes really coconutty. So if you don't like coconut, not advised. Add a teeny bit more sugar. Oh, that was quite a lot, but you know. This is definitely one of those recipes where you just keep trying until it's to your liking, because obviously everybody prefers it a little bit different. And I have no frame of reference to a real Dole Whip because on my last trip they went without me. If you haven't watched those vlogs, go watch them. It was crazy. So I haven't had a Dole Whip since January. Withdrawal symptoms are really setting in. But as I say, I have nothing to compare it to. So this is just me going on what I think will be nice. Okay, here we are. Let's see how it's turned out. So just for reference, I literally used hardly any of the can. I probably used like a quarter of the can. And this is kind of what we've come out with. It honestly looks so good. That tastes just like a Dole Whip, I kid you not. Let me give it more.
Oh my gosh, it just tastes like Dole Whip.
Doesn't it? So that's why I'm going in the background. It tastes just like it, or at least as far as I remember. It's so good.
So nice.
So I would recommend 1 to 2 teaspoons of sugar and 1 to 2 teaspoons of lemon juice, and then about a quarter of a can of coconut milk and about 10 or so pieces of chopped up frozen pineapple. That is like the perfect combination. We are now going to test one with raspberry and see how that goes, and then we might try a float in a little bit. So make sure to stay tuned for all of those. That didn't make very much, but I guess, yeah, I don't know. Okay, so the almond milk has been abandoned. I think it is fine. If you can only get regular milk, it's still pretty good. You might just want to add more fruit, but make sure it's the kind of milk that you like, because otherwise you can taste it quite a decent amount. The more kind of sugar and lemon you put in, the less you can taste the milk, but still. So let's try with the raspberry now. I've just put a handful of raspberries in. We will add some sugar. Oh, that was loads. Oops. Some lemon juice. Some coconut milk out of the can. We'll use like another quarter-ish.
This one for me?
If you want it to be.
Yeah.
I thought you didn't like raspberry.
I do. I have raspberry trees in the garden.
I know, but when I said I was buying it, you were like, no.
Can I have pineapples in it as well?
Wow, you're really pushing it today. raspberry one first, then we might try some combos. Okay, let's see how it goes. So this is just an all raspberry version. Looks pretty good. Go on, you taste it. I don't really like raspberry, I don't want to bought it.
It's a bit tart.
Yeah, what does that mean? Don't know. We're chefs.
I found a little spoon recently.
Found me a spoon.
Yeah, look, it's got your name on it.
Oh, yeah! That's very cute.
Do you remember it?
I do. We're now going to try a combo of the raspberry and the pineapple.
Maybe a teeny bit more sugar to take away a bit of the
tartness. I already told them that. So that's the rest of that, and let's use some raspberries. Okay, we'll use another quarter of this can. A bit of sugar again, the less tart. Oh my days, I literally just nearly fell over nothing, like the table smells like, I don't know. But the less tart you want it, which is probably a decent amount, more sugar, but obviously you don't go over the top because then it will just taste really sweet. And a drop of lemon juice. And here we are with a mix. You could also do it like a swirl, but obviously I don't have any kind of machines to do that, so I've just literally made it in one. Let's see how this is. This is how it looks. Pretty cool. Wow. That is nice. It is very tart though. I definitely say more sugar is better in this one. Let's have another taste. It's pretty good. It is really good. Again, I'm just going to put this in the freezer to see if it freezes up a little bit more. It is quite frozen, but I feel like it would be really nice if it's like super cold. Especially because the fruit has been out since I started filming, which was obviously like about half an hour ago now. So that's made that much. Again, the quantities I've used haven't made like a massive portion, but I guess that's kind of a good thing. Obviously, this is as big as a container as we have, and we've been about half filling it. But obviously you can just adjust this for as many people as you like. If you have a giant blender and a giant family, then go for it and add like a whole bag or whatever. Just make sure you double or triple all the quantities. So now for the moment of truth, I've just taken the second Dole Whip out of the freezer. This is the one we made with the coconut, the canned coconut milk and the pineapple. And honestly, it is so good. So now I'm gonna see if I can make a Dole Whip float. Now bear in mind, again, I'm not any kind of professional chef. I have basically no experience, except catering GCSE, if that counts. But we'll just kind of see what happens here. Looking pretty good. That didn't take much skill, so I've got that bit down. And this is what we've kind of come out with. It's not as aesthetically pleasing as you will get at Disney. And obviously there is a lot less quantity of a Dole Whip. So I'm gonna try it again with a smaller cup, less pineapple juice and more Dole Whip, and we're gonna see if we can get it to look just like they do at Disney. Here we go. So here goes nothing. We're gonna add a decent amount of pineapple this time. I would say still do it in sections, since the blender might not cope if you just try and do it all in one. I'm going to use the rest of the coconut milk. So I've got my pineapple, my coconut milk, my sugar, a decent amount of sugar this time, and my lemon juice. This literally just needs a splash. Oop, I really splashed that over there, didn't I? And let's blend it and see. I'm just going to add a few more pineapple chunks in just to make it that little bit more pineapple-y. This is looking really cool now. Let's see what we have. So this is what it looks like. Again, it always seems to look pretty similar. I'm now going to put this in the freezer and basically leave it for a little while so I can try and make a really good float.
Hello. Hello.
Well, just try it because you might not like it.
Why?
Just try it.
Is that just normal pineapple?
Just try it. There's nothing wrong with it.
Very, a bit more creamy.
Do you reckon?
Put more coconut milk in.
No. It's just almond milk rather than the coconut cream.
Oh, I was going to say there's a different flavour in it. Yeah, I can taste it. I prefer the other one.
Yeah, I did too, but I thought I'd try that one first because obviously the thing is with that one, we might not prefer it, but there's definitely more ingredients you'll definitely have at home. If you have a pineapple, chop it up and freeze it, then all you need is milk, which pretty much everybody has. Sugar, again, most people have, and lemon juice. You could even just use your own lemon. So it's definitely ingredients that you're likely to have at home. And the coconut cream is just kind of the one that stands out a little bit, but you can definitely get your hands on it at most supermarkets. So,
even if you make it with normal milk, because it's the coconut I can taste it, the almond I can taste it. If made it with like...
Don't contaminate our blender. So this is how much that has made with the extra bit I did. I'm just gonna put this in the freezer now. Okay, so this is the kind of cup we're gonna use this time. Just a little one so we can try and make it a bit more successful. So I'm just gonna add this much pineapple juice into this little cup, and now we're gonna wait until that other one's frozen and see if we can try and get it on to look just like a Dole Whip float. Another thing about this is you could definitely add some white rum or any alcohol you like, to be fair, into the mixture while you're blending it and make it an alcoholic version, and I feel like it would be so nice. A pina colada turned Dole Whip all in one. You could add the pineapple juice. That would be so, so nice, especially since the weather here, I don't know about everywhere else, is really nice at the moment. So that is definitely a go-to, obviously if you're of age where you live. So I've just grabbed our Dole Whip out of the freezer, put it in one of these little plastic bags that I managed to find, so we can try and get it to look kind of like a Dole Whip. Don't know how this is gonna go, but I thought we might as well have a go and see what happens. So I'm basically just gonna snip the corner and kind of squeeze it on and see what happens. I'm so nervous. So this is kind of what we've come out with. Honestly, I think it looks pretty cool. It's obviously not quite as they have them there because we don't have like a machine, but I am pretty impressed with it. It looks so cool and honestly tastes amazing. So if you guys give this a go of any of the kind of levels, please comment down below and let me know you've had a go and how it tasted. And if you have enjoyed this, please give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for future Disney recipes, vlogs hopefully in the future, and loads of other Disney content coming every Thursday at 7 PM UK time. And I'll see you next week with a brand new video. Bye!